A great induction. The giggles.
Topic 1. Nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Ah, for a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Aye. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garadev, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that runs rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best, a fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. That's you, Ben.
Okay, if I say okay. Oh.
Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to, madam? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction.
It is?
Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garadeb, at Batty's Circus, travelling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion, and a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire.
I jump jubilantly into a ring of fire.
Now, Mr. Garadeb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders, the pain you feel from being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man! I simply... But what, we must now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain? And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment.
What?
For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Imaginable?
The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken.
Dearie me.
What could have caused such a destructive outburst?
Huh?
This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is the heart of all tragedy. At the heart of all tragedy, in fact.
Whatever do you mean?
Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India.
Brilliant as always.
Thus concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Ah! What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me.
Sorry, Mr. Gardev. Afraid I didn't notice.
We don't stand a beast of a chance.
It's not even a pun. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too. And other bodily fluids.
Oh,
Like sweat droops. Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation?
Why certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it, again?
Your deduction just now. You really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size?
Indeed, it is the only explanation for the fact. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense.
Wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well?
But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Gardeb and his maid would have been hurt, or worse. Ah, that's why you're stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon.
I thought you said that they sold the lion to the circus.
And what about the food? Oops. Meat and potatoes are one thing, but I don't believe I've ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Ah, my dear Miss Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they're infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again.
I had a feeling that was coming. Also an overwhelming urge to drink tea.
A slight massage, that's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it. A slight massage, that's all Mr. Sholmes needs. Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in massaging to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, deduction.
I'll massage you good. I don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least, that's what I want to believe.
Let us start again, from the beginning, of Sherlock Sholmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular!
Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. It's time to get down to wee milk now.
Right.
one of these takes.
Beast was actually Iris Wilson. Really didn't see the lion thing coming.
No, but if you observe Mr. Garideb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room.
Yes, something with a very fierce nature.
But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India.
So what was it then?
We must follow Mr. Garideb's gaze. That will lead us to the true answer.
Where, Charles? Oh,
Behind it? The picture? The photo.
What photo?
Behind the lion.
Behind the lion.
Broken. Not that one. To the right.
Oh.
That. What's this photograph?
It appears to be from Mr. Garideb's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he?
He does, but you can't make out his bride.
No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face.
I wonder what happened. Well, best not to delve too deeply there. Why is she so tiny?
Take that!
The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by the newlywed bride.
Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrideb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured,
You can still make out her mighty arms and know the considerable horsepower they must contain.
Indeed. Surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast.
Honored might be stretching a point.
Too late. The fact remains that the beast which so clearly savaged this room was your wife, Mr. Garrideb. Ah! The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. I just heard like a... That'll do. Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to, madam?
Oh, she's the wife.
Huh?
Me?
I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but yeah, we already said blah blah blah. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself.
Well, don't know about fragile.
Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garrideb anywhere.
But it seems there may be a clue to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. Wonder who Mr. Garrideb's wife could be.
Fong. Move the camera down.
Ah. Yep.
There we go.
And
I wanted to know there were some
he has one too.
animal tracks in the corner of the room. If you look at her from behind. Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts.
Indeed it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garrideb's bride in this photographic print.
In other words, you're no ordinary household maid.
No. You are Mr. Garrideb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrideb herself. You didn't say that line.
I did.
Oh my god.
Didn't hear it.
Oh my word!
Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is the wife, yes, my Joan. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she was a bully. Ah! What's that, bully? A ballet. She was a ballet corker back. It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you're a retired army man, yet you're in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? By golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, here in London one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly.
You mean Mr. Garrideb has his wife work as his maid?
Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrideb?
This is what we call a fetish.
Only in company, obviously, but listen here, this must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please!
The
A
raging
raging
wife.
wife. That's sexist.
Now, Mr. Garadeb. It is plainly clear that you still have deep feeling. Oh yeah, blah blah blah.
Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garadeb's wife a beast.
Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable.
Mrs. Garadeb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he?
Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then.
According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garadeb's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? He has a slap handprint.
Yeah.
Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel is being revealed by that slapped cheek. To be confused with a clapped cheek.
And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madam Joan Garadeb.
Oh, yes.
You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah! How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fellow.
That's why I haven't looked directly at us even once. Keep your other side from view.
Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Garadeb to fly into a rage. We need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Okay, so it's not the bills. Didn't Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for lion fodder?
Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed. It can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garadeb's wife.
Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing.
Yes, well... She's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. So how that left a perfect hand mark, in fact.
Yes, why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to know the answer to that question.
That was my line.
Oh, whoops. You can say it.
Oops, never mind.
Ah, someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here, look. Mr. Garadeb is clearly an avid reader.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark.
Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
Look next to the signature here.
Lip marks, made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture.
Don't get any ideas, Susato-san.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
This bookmark is actually a love note, then.
Oh. Wow.
Take that!
Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer.
Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. Gah! But I don't... Hang on. I don't know the ballet woman.
You don't know her.
That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. It was just in there, you say? That's right, that's what I've been saying. Ah!
Likely story.
Now listen here, John, old thing. I explained at the time. I bought that book at that second-hand place, and that note must have already been in there.
So, the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark, you mean?
That's right, that's what I've been saying. Ah!
Likely story.
For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you'd forgotten, is John. Ah! Oh my god.
Sorry.
Are you questioning my name now? And there we have it. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart, and you unleash a beast with most ferocious bite. Ugh. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Imaginable.
The aftermath of which can clearly be seen by observing the carpet over there. Yeah. Already saw that.
Look at me.
Yeah, the
Nope.
cakes, yeah.
Yeah.
But surely Mrs. Garadeb didn't eat the carpet.
No, of course not. I think. Doesn't seem to be any doubt. The state of disarray that this room is in is a result of her wild temper.
No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Garadeb's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer.
Right? Let's see what we can see.
Yes. Pretty sure it's this candlestick with the missing candle.
Yeah. She tried to candlestick it to him.
Candlestick it to the man.
Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick.
Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth.
Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible.
Indeed they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation.
Mrs. Garadeb's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face. Yeah, we need a flashback to that.
But on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder. And in seconds, the carpet was alight and the whole corner of the room in flame. Oh, that's Rhea's language.
I was going to say that. In seconds, the carpet was alight and the whole corner of the room in flames.
Yes, The most ferocious beast in the world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire.
And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok.
Eloquently put, my dear fellow. So you see, there is but one conclusion here. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire.
The scene of a fire.
Perfectly in sync.
To like count those down.
Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you!
And then he dies.
We did it!
Yay. Elementary.
Elementary.
We're in kindergarten.
It's these dashed long winter nights, you know. Nothing to do but read in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. In the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material. For which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems. Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather close to the mark. Closer to the mark. And beast is most certainly an apt description.
Here we go again. This is comedy. In the carpet. Was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor?
Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining.
That's sympathy for you.
Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. Over here, Mr. Garydeb. Well, you have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me. Had all my favourite novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke.
Gosh.
Then the wife started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. There was I, back up against the window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming in, incoming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is, I lost my favourite, book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride? Ah yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest.
The poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions turned out to be correct once again.
It can only be described as a great British wonder.
I tell you, it was total carnage. Flames everywhere, and the old stick in full fettle.
Out of interest, what time of day was that?
Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see, around 5 o'clock, I think? So at exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at that moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
This we can draw the conclusion that all violence in Britain occurs at exactly the same time. Mr.
It's
Sholmes.
true.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, what can I do for you?
Oh, I think we got to the bottom of Mr. Garydeb's situation now. What does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances?
I can't help you there, I'm afraid.
What?
My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not.
I just knew you were going to say that.
Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories, those relevant to the case and those not.
That makes no sense to me.
Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now.
Sorry.
Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over.
Oh no, is it that time already?
If we are to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to.
That's it. No more time to think.
If you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now, let's prepare supper for Mr. Garydeb.
Oh, yes. I'm so sorry.
Thank you both very much for your time.
Yosuke-san will be waiting for us. I'm going to have to give him an answer.
Okay. This conversation coming up here is the last bit of the investigations. We'll do that and then wrap up.
Okay, cool. Sounds like a plan.
Ooh.
This is the wrong place. It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. We must hurry back to the prison.
Yes, I know. Let's hail a carrot.
What's the matter?
It looks like something's going on over there in front of the Garydeb's house.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't remember this being a thing. Oh, good.
Oh!
God, okay, I didn't realize this guy was in this case.
Fuck.
Do I need...
Hmm?
Do either of you want to take him?
I can do it.
Sure.
Looks jolly, I don't know. I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers.
How you calling, old man, you rum-wrecking niminy-piminy?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Who's this Horatio fella, eh? What are you on about? Excuse me. Eh? What the? Who are you now? I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see. Eh? A lawyer? What?
I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law.
Fine, I'll be on my way for today. But you mark my words. This ain't over yet.
O's. Thee to a nunnery!
Do I look like a blooming nun to you?
I fucking love that
Fucking
guy's face. God, his face.
Do hope you're not injured.
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you.
I imagine this guy is sounding like James from Pokemon. I know we did that for like Dandy and thingy.
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit more of like
I guess I
like
can
an affected
try.
sort of. Like
What was that all about? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, that are dreamt of in your philosophy. I'm not Horatio either.
Forgive the enquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here in the Garadev residence?
Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Mr. Garrett mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? This must be the man. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Ah, yes, a gentleman named Natsume. A more worthy a polemist in my battle of words, nay, could there be? Sorry, battle, did you say? Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night.
Then when we were done, we argued about Superman versus Batman.
God.
I see.
I don't fully understand, but it seems Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least.
So, fair maiden, so good gentleman. Can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well.
I didn't really understand him, but I think he's returned to his room.
It seems he's unaware of what's happening with Mr. Natsume. He can't really help us. If Soseki-san and that man as lodgers, the Garrett house is certainly full of eccentrics.
Character.
Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage.
Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly awaiting our return.
Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over and we're accosted by more strange people.
No idea what his deal is, but he's already the best character. Oh.
Oh, it's you! You're here! You came! Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I can't believe you came back! I'm so touched!
We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, no, think nothing of it. Relax. If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company of such fine compatriots. Oh, nurturing, never failing, Nipponese! Oh, now let's not get carried away.
What? Oh.
God damn it. Oh, I quite agree. There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one's native land. On the other hand, it is through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least.
Ah, oh, yes, it's you! Miserable rotten spy! Sherlock Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here?
I have no intention of doing anything, per se, save observing, of course. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, having encountered some curious reading material in that gloomful room, and having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair, I decided I should drop in on my way home, to see how our divested friend is faring.
Gloomful room?
At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny.
Ah, you! How dare you! Sherlock Sholmes! I've had it. I'm through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursed in tomorrow's trial as well. My whole life is bedamned!
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
Mentioned that once before, didn't he? His lodgings were cursed, I mean.
There is much truth in Mr. Moustache's words.
What?
Cursed is a wholly appropriate description, I would say, for the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial.
What's that supposed to mean?
I guess.
Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said just now? The trial tomorrow being cursed? Oh no! Why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. He's just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it. Oh, I see. That's really agitated him. Oh, you don't mean that trial really is cursed somehow? Are you referring to the prosecutor, Reaper of the Bailey? The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean? Please, tell me, summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words. No defendant has ever survived in a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution, ever. Oh my goodness! Can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly!
So yes.
I did count. Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper, but then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances.
To be gilded. What?
I am impressed, Miss Susato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us.
Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Van Zieks killed the man himself.
Oh no, he couldn't have, surely! You have some wonderful notions.
Sorry.
The man isn't a mass murderer, he's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Oh, yes, why of course he is.
Of course he is! Then why are you trying to scare me?
It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is even more terrifying than your hypothesis.
What do you mean by that?
Van Zieks is a quite exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception.
Ah, that's good! Sosie-san looks like he's going to cry tears of joy.
As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial there is both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of the law, whilst the jury offers public opinion and common sense. It is an excellent system. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated.
Right.
Criminals, and corrupt lawyers for that matter, can use it to their advantage, by any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. By such underhand means, those who would want to are able to sway the jury, which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail. But it means the wrong verdict can be passed. And sadly it is from time to time, my dear madam. It is simply the reality of the situation.
That's all right.
However, those indicted by Lord Van Zieks cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed. Oh my. Though the adjudication may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom, within months they all disappear.
Disappear? But how?
By all manner of misfortune, sir. Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown. Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever, or perhaps attacked by highwaymen.
Oh, no, no, no.
All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo.
I knew it. I'm dead! Dodo! Done for! Doomed! Dodo. When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. Garrett's house, I assume. Do you mean to say that you believe the place is cursed? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. That didn't take long then. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I started to become nervous about going outside.
Is there a fucking gas leak in his room?
Oh my god.
They were always staring at me, all the time, from dusk till dawn. I shut myself away in my room. Even that didn't help. Fear wouldn't go away.
Yeah, that wouldn't help. If he has a fucking gas leak with a shut window.
Wait, is that a fucking, like, symptom of gas poisoning?
Yeah, if it's carbon monoxide poisoning can well, hang on. I'm trying to remember. I think obviously if you get too much of it once, it just kills you. But if you're like microdosing it, then yeah, you like hallucinate and become paranoid and delusional.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
fun. Well, that's carbon monoxide, though. That's from, like, burning the gas.
Well, there's been at least one fire in that building.
Oh,
True. Anyway.
I
He
mean,
must-
then again, they did say at 5 he turns on the gas fire.
Yeah. Anyway.
So it could be that he's, like, microdosing it during the night.
I think the closed window and the gas is like way too much to
Yeah.
be a coincidence. There's definitely a. And
Yeah,
they're pointing out
it's
like,
probably.
man, what's up? I'm so paranoid, and it doesn't help if I stay in my room. Like,
Yeah, fair.
you must have been very lonely having been away from your homeland for such a long time.
I've had to move a number of times, most recently to that room on Briar Road, a week ago now. Yes, why did you choose that? It seems a little inconvenient. Rent is cheap. I so little money, it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. Landlord just simpered and said, "Room is cursed." Oops. Quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place." Yes, well said. It was true. It was all true. You mean the room really is cursed then?
Yeah, there's a fucking gas leak. I'm sure
Yeah.
Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole, my sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I awake feeling as though I'm being choked to death.
Yeah?
And in my waking hours, people are stabbed in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm branded a killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. Only there was someone, just one person on my side. No one find it in his or her heart to believe in me. Really, no one at all. Believe. Yes, to believe.
Whoops. I guess I don't believe in you. Sorry.
I think we just choose not to take the case and move to the next one. Mr. Sholmes.
Ah, me, Mr. Naruhodo. Pray, what can I do for you?
It's about the case on the SS Buria. Do you recall? If you recall.
The Buria. Ah, that case. The one with the snake.
Well, yes. At that time, I was a suspect, but you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. You helped us to investigate.
I did I? Interesting.
What I want to know is, why? Did you believe in me?
I see, yes, you mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room?
Well, if you like, yes.
I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it.
I could have been lying.
Surely you must have had...
Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little.
I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I neither recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me.
What?
You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in. What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned.
But I could have betrayed your trust.
In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion.
Meaning...
Whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself.
Yes, yes, he's right. He's right. Locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Whether or not I can believe myself.
Oh shit, that's me. A defense lawyer is only as good as faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself. That comes down.
You're so right, Kazuma.
Believe in the Kazuma that believes in you.
Believe in the heart of the minds.
Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe. Already? Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There is a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? Oh dear, there is never enough time, is there?
Mr. Natsume. If you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. Although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. Something crucial? To believe in, the defendant, justice, or the truth. How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I decided I must believe in myself above all else. Trust my instincts.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo.
My instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. It's imperative that we prove that in court. Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I will fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow. As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me, my native tongue. Of course, Mr. Natsume.
It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was in many ways made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it.
Yes, I think you're right about that. Been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Mr. Sato,
Yes?
would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court?
Absolutely. As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant.
He's like, no, I'm gonna go with Baron Zeeks this time. And the shocking events of yesterday's trial will still weigh heavily on my mind.
Excuse you, he's not a Baron. His
I
first
keep
name is just
messing it up.
Barrock.
The Baron in my heart. It's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me. Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time. Time that I learn to believe in myself. Soseki-san has no one. He's all alone. It's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom, all the strength I can muster. All the strength I can muster.
Well, next time.
We continue.
Next
Time
time
trial.
we punch Barrack in his fucking face. See you then.
Yeah.
I
let's go
heard
with that.
that, Naruhodo.
Oh no. Spooky. Alright, goodbye.